We're recording now, buddy. All right. It's still too loud. Right.
Too loud.
Yeah.
That's in the levels.
Yeah. It's mad. Well, I can see the levels down there. That's quite good.
Picking up too much, or is
No, it's just me talking too loud. It's because I'm here. That's what it is. So just turn it down. Turn it down. 1, 2, 1, 2. You talk as well.
1, 2, 1, 2. 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2.
Right. Okay. 3, 2, 1, and black and that. We're away, mate. How you doing?
Good, good.
Yeah. Nice shirt.
Nice shirt. Yeah, thank you, and nice shirt as well.
Yeah. What's the story? Come on.
With this? I used to live and work in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Before the Olympic Games in Atlanta, and I lived
When
opposite
was
the
that?
baseball stadium.
What year was that?
That was last century. I started following the Braves, Atlanta Braves, and I've been in touch with Atlanta sports for pretty much the rest of, since that time. And noticed that they had a MLS team in 2017.
Okay. Yep. Yeah.
Set up a supporters group, the Sydney 17 supporters group that supports Atlanta United, first and foremost, but also the Atlanta Braves, the Atlanta Hawks, and the Atlanta Falcons. Pretty much the four main, and also the Georgia Bulldogs. Sorry, yellow jackets, yellow vests. Georgia Tech is also the other opponent.
There's more teams.
So you can.
There was 4. I thought there was 4 teams, but no.
Look, I love Atlanta sports, and it's a tough gig. We don't win very often. We win a World Series in '95.
Sounds like Bournemouth.
We don't win it. I'm Stewie. Anyway, so I'm wearing this Atlanta United shirt because it's always great to get this shirt out, and it is a classy shirt. I love it.
Do you get anyone that actually stop you? Do you wear it that often and people go, "Oh, it's Atlanta"?
Not that often. I need to wear it more. It's just been really cold.
Hold on, we got to point out that when we say cold, it's
Aussie cold.
Yeah,
not British Siberian cold. Although we've had an Antarctic front.
Yeah, it got down to 8. It got down to 8 in the morning, and it went up to like 21 in the day.
Yeah, I know. Everyone calls us wushes, but anyway, so I'm in touch with Atlanta sports, and I have a lot of friends who follow and support Atlanta United, and there's been a bit of a silent march and a silent protest at the stadium. Now, if anyone knows anything about Atlanta sports, the marches to the stadium are the loudest, rowdiest, and fun experiences, and also the tailgates, which is the fan fest, that they have outside the stadium, and then inside the stadium they have their rowdy and proud and always cheering on the team. But there's been a few circumstances which have all come together at the same time, and we've had the cost of living increase
everywhere, mate.
Everywhere, and we've also had the cost of the season ticket increase as well, and so that, coupled with the fact that the team hasn't really been performing as much as the fans wanted to, that's the reason for the silent protest. And
go on, what's the price? Tell us.
What's the price? Well, the new price for 2025 is $630 plus an admin fee of $20, so $650. And it is the second most expensive season ticket in the MLS behind Inter Miami, which is I don't know how much that is, but because of the Messi factor and stuff like that, that's
he's over there, isn't he?
It's but the problem is that the average household income of Atlanta is only $78,000, and I say only. I mean that's
but that's not too short from here. It's not too short from Sydney.
But when you look at, for example, other places where, for example, in Denver, the average is 96,000.
Yeah.
And they only have to pay about $360 for next season's season ticket for general admission. Then you begin to see, there's less money to spend on a season ticket in Atlanta than there is.
Yeah.
So we're even more expensive than LA, believe it or not. California is like a really expensive state, and they're only paying, both the Galaxy and LAFC are only paying about $450. So it's $200 less per season ticket. It equates to about $1.80 per ticket.
Don't
Right?
even
I
get
know,
me, don't get me started.
I know, but do you know what happens is that we always say it all adds up. It all adds up. So the ironic thing about last weekend's protest at the game, the MLS game, was that Atlanta actually won. They actually beat the defending champions, the Columbus Crew, 2-1. So I thought that was a bit of ironic. There's no support in it, and they still managed to beat them. So so I just wanted to shout out to my friends in Atlanta, and I just wanted to, it's a problem we're facing everywhere, isn't it? Like I said, across the
Yeah, but when you look at ticket prices, right? Yes, it's okay. Premier League.
Okay, tell me. I have no idea. What's the Premier League ticket prices like?
Premier League. Okay, right. So I noted this down, right? Manchester City, a season. Go on, guess. So
In what currency?
Yeah, right.
In pounds.
Okay, no. So
£1,000?
how much was the Atlanta tickets? The season tickets?
$150.
Okay. £1,030.
Gosh, I was £30 out.
A season, pounds. So put that in dollars.
I don't have a calculator.
Double it. We'll see. We'll roughly double it, or it's not double, but if you stick on half of that, so stick on £500.
Yeah.
So that's still 1,500
Okay.
pounds. Then we go to Manchester United. Do you want to take a punt at that?
I would say less than City. Actually, no. They probably need the money more than City.
City are the most expensive.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'd knock off £200 off that then.
Ooh.
Well, what is it?
950.
Oh, only £50 off. Okay.
Right, and then there's two more. There's two more that I recorded. All right.
Wimborne Towns. Sorry, Wimborne. I love mentioning.
Surprising. They're number 6. No. no. Okay, so it's Chelsea. 940.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then guess which club after that?
Brentford.
It's a London club.
Oh, okay, close. Arsenal.
No. Crystal Palace. 895
Are they the fourth most expensive?
last season.
Oh, last season. We don't know the new season yet.
I haven't looked that. That was that. I was only scouring
On the train. On the way up here.
How dare you, Nick? There's no way. I was not
This is
doing
a serious
that.
podcast.
I was genuinely not doing that while standing up because it was hectic on the train.
Oh, Crystal Palace. Wow.
Yes. That's a lot. That is a
For
lot.
South London, quoted.
And yet again, so put it in perspective. I suppose the UK are earning less. Everything's a bit more expensive in the UK.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
what are you trying to tell the Atlanta fans, Matt? Come on. Spit it out.
You lot, no, no, it's just my opinion. It's just one of those things. It's like if you really enjoy their football, don't turn up. But if it's anything like Arsenal, I know that. Just thought I'd point out the top. Sorry, mate.
Oh, don't worry. I will point it out in a minute.
If you look at Arsenal, I know that there's a queue. There's queues for like years.
Right. So you're saying if you've got a season ticket and you've got the ability to renew your season ticket, just shut up and renew it. If you love your football, make some sacrifices elsewhere. Don't buy the extra burger or smoke that extra pack of cigarettes.
I thought you'd say smoke something else then for a second. I genuinely did. I thought, no, but I genuinely think it's like, look, if you enjoy it that much, it's like anything. It's like, look, people play golf. Yeah, I know they're into it. They go, oh, I love, look at this new club. It's like me. Okay, what are you saying to me when I buy audio equipment?
I'm saying, oh, here we go, another camera. Here we go, another HDMI cable. Who?
You sound like my missus. Are you two talking? No, genuinely, she goes, do not buy it. And I bought something the other day. I'll tell you about it later.
She's going to watch this. She's subscribed.
No, she doesn't. No, she subscribed, but she goes, no, I'm not going to watch it. I'm like, I put up
Do it in secret, though.
But no, I just generally, excuse me, I genuinely feel it's one of them. If you're into it and you like it, look, it's but how much was the ticket? How much was the increase again?
Per ticket.
Yeah, or per season?
I don't know what it was last season, but it's if you take off $2 and there's about I don't know, maybe 40 games, that's $80. So I think it was five. Actually, founding member tickets were about 540.
Okay.
For Atlanta United. So so we're looking at. Look, it's always a contentious issue.
Yeah,
No matter what club you follow and support. I know AFC Bournemouth have. People whinge and moan and stuff like that. They only had a ticket increase last year for the first time in years.
10%, I think, as well. What I was reading.
It was,
yeah,
anyway.
I was looking at that on the way up, and I can't remember how much it was, but I was looking at it.
All right, so I'm looking at something else here. So I'm looking at this fantastic.
Show that hand again, ready? Because I'm looking at the monitor here. Do that hand again. You put the hand out like that. Go on, and again.
This is crazy, man.
That was excellent.
Okay.
This shirt.
Right, tell me the story about this. This is the JVC used to be
stand up and
the sponsor for Arsenal Football Club for many years. I remember shopping cards, and I remember seeing the JVC logo in the 80s.
Oh yeah.
So JVC,
along with Sharp,
like Sharp with Manchester United. Yeah, that's right.
And Candy with Liverpool. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so you're wearing the. What do you call this? You've got this special nickname for this.
It's the Banani Arrows. That's what they're called. Banani. Sorry, mate. That was the tired head on me. It's banana arrows.
Right. Is that what they used to be called?
Yeah. Well, I never knew that until recently.
Oh.
So.
Okay, so you got it out of your dusty closet and.
No. Do you know the funny thing is I've had it hung up. I've got quite a few shirts, and I've had it hung up, and I tried it on. I was chatting to a couple of lads for the AFC Bournemouth Sydney supporters, and I said I've got this, and I bought it when I was about 12.
Yeah.
Right, and I go, it still fits me. And I think it was Trixie. He turned around and he went, no, and I went, yes. I went,
and here's the evidence. Trixie is just a member of the Bournemouth supporters group.
Look at it. It's not.
It's falling apart. It's falling apart. This you got the JVC there.
I actually super glued that. And I went, this week.
Yeah, get down.
Right? Yeah. I super glued some of it, but it's still there. Anyway, it's still there, mate. It's still there.
So, it's no coincidence, or maybe it is, that AFC Bournemouth were playing Arsenal midweek.
Oh yes, yes.
So tell me about that.
Well, I'll be honest, it was a good game. From what I remember, I watched the full first half. It was all right. It was better than the Wrexham game. Do you know what I mean? But it was Arsenal's first game. It's Arsenal's first game. So it's Bournemouth. What's it? It's the second game. Second game. So, and they had a bit better starting lineup. Do you know what I mean? They had Dom on the pitch straight away. So. Yeah, it started off well. I tell you what, I did. The only thing I didn't like the Bournemouth kit, but we spoke about this earlier, didn't we? I didn't like the Arsenal kit, the black kit.
I've never seen a kit like that before.
Yeah.
Is that another USA tour kit or something?
I don't know. I didn't look it up.
I suppose eventually.
Yeah, but it was just the game was good. The thing that I really enjoyed was the colour of the ball.
Colour of the ball.
The colour of I don't know what it was, and I couldn't even see what it was. But I like this. I like the colour of the ball. You know, I didn't like the kit colours. I didn't like the I didn't like the Arsenal kit. Didn't like the Bournemouth kit. But we spoke about this. The kit colour for Bournemouth on TV screen looks horrible. Well, to me it does. Sorry, I should rephrase that. It doesn't. I didn't think it looks good, but it looks even better in person. You were saying.
In real life, that's what some fans who were at the game, especially the Wrexham game, were saying. So,
but were they wearing that kit? I'm sure they were wearing.
They were wearing the black kit. There's two kits. There's a cherry red, and there's a black kit. Both designed by the Black Panthers' enemy.
Michael B. Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan. So.
But that black kit looked nice.
I like the black kit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it was the red kit. I just didn't like the red kit.
Yeah, but you know what? I know some people that said they were going to get the black kit, but when they saw the red kit in person and the black kit in person, they thought, the red kit was the one that they opted for.
Okay.
So we spoke with someone who was at the game.
Yes, we
Not
did.
the Arsenal game, but the Wrexham game.
Yes.
The Wrexham game, didn't we?
We did.
So
Last night at what time?
1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So
Did you actually? I need to ask you this. Did you get up early? This isn't me going. I did. Right? Did you get up early?
I got up at 9.
Oh, you lucky person!
I know.
My God, I knew it was going to be a late one. I knew I was going to have to get up early. But anyway, it is what it is.
That's why I was still half asleep.
That's why it is. I am. I'm genuine. I'm tired. I've forgotten half the stuff for this, didn't I?
Oh well. So we're now going to play that interview with. We won't tell you who it is. We'll just let you watch the interview.
Boom, done. All right, but just carry on.
There we go.
No, I would love that. I'd love to try some of that. Me and Tan, my other half, we went through trying different flavored beers. We did. It was brilliant.
You can't go wrong with that. Not at all.
But the thing is, here in Australia, it's hard to find.
Really?
It's hard to find. Yeah, it's hard to find flavored beers. Our main supplier is Dan Murphy's, and certain stores you go in and you go, have you got flavored beers? And they go, we got some that's a bit more hopsy and a bit more malty. No. Like apple, cherry. We got cider. No. So lesson.
Yeah. No, that's cool. But hey, so I did bring this along.
Yay. Yeah, hold on.
That made it down to Santa Barbara.
Fantastic, but it would have been a hot day. This is Matt's got one too. Yeah,
there you go.
Here we go.
They are so warm for winter. I sometimes sleep with it, man.
Yeah, that was. I tell you what, Saturday was warm. It was unexpectedly a little warmer than I think a lot of us thought it was going to be for that match, because of that area.
Do you know what? It sounds silly. This is daft, but do you know what the temperature was? How warm?
No, I honestly
88 Fahrenheit.
But
it was 80. It was in the 80s.
Was it?
Was it in the 80s? Yeah. I mean, where I live right now, it's going to be 100. Yesterday it was 106 Fahrenheit. So. Yeah, I'll let you guys do the math.
It's got to be close to 30.
Yeah, it's close. Top 30s. Top 30s as centigrade.
Yeah. So
if you get 106 in England, it makes front page news. So I remember in August 1990, 102 made front page news.
Oh, so what was that? That was, hold on,
That was 37, 38.
Was it?
So 106 is
yeah.
Someone's got to go and do the math, not
I have. Oh, the thing is, over here, it's like my mum said to me, what was it? Back in the UK, she went, it's 32 here. I went, it was 32 in the morning for me. It got up to 38, 42.
Oh.
She's like, oh. So, yeah.
Oh, man.
Are you
yeah, go ahead, Scott.
I was just saying, are you both in Sydney?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, unfortunately, never been there.
Next week. Next week.
I'll let the wife and work know. Absolutely. I'm there.
Go sick. Just go
sick. It's been a while.
Just send a note from your mum just to go, I've got ill. I'm going to Sydney. You go.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I've only been to what was I going to call it? Oh, crap. Northwest Territory. No, I can't think of the name of it.
Darwin.
Yeah, where we all the military go. Yeah, Darwin.
Yeah, because Nick said you were in the military, didn't he?
Yeah, the U.S. Marines. Yeah.
Ah, okay, nice.
Yeah. 20 years.
How long, sorry?
20 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good pension.
Not bad. Healthcare. I can't complain about the healthcare, actually, believe it or not.
Okay.
Yeah, the retirement healthcare that they offer is pretty good.
Brilliant.
The veterans hospital side's a little different, but for me and I've got no complaints about medical care. So,
did you see much action? Was it just 20 years of plain sailing, or did you go anywhere a bit hairy?
Yeah, I did. I was a part of the Mogadishu, Somalia, when we went into Somalia in the early 90s.
Okay.
Part of that. And then I was a part of the invasion into Iraq in 2003.
Wow.
I did do that. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Some
That
fun
was
part
hot.
though.
That must have been hot.
It was during the day, but at night it got really cold. Yeah.
Deserts,
Gotcha,
they
yeah.
just get really cold, don't they? It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
I remember.
I did get to train with the Royal Marines for about 4 months. When was the World Cup in the United States? 94?
94, yeah.
Yeah, I was in England during the World Cup in LA, training with the Royal Marines, and I was actually, not come to find out, I wasn't far from Bournemouth.
Okay.
I was actually in just west of Dorset County for Bournemouth, so it was kind of kick myself in the butt. I was nowhere near into football back then. So,
Wow.
There's
Where were you? Where was that to?
I think it's called Limestone near Exeter.
Yep.
Yeah.
My brother goes there every so often. He does.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. No, what was I going to say? 94. We didn't qualify, did we, Nick?
No, that's right. I think
It was the Irish.
Was that a Graham Taylor
oh,
thing, and then he got the stack? Or
Yeah. It was. I think every Englishman was supporting the Republic of Ireland.
Oh, I don't know.
No way.
And do you know, one of the things that always stuck in my mind was, who was it? Who was the ex-Liverpool lad? He basically got a yellow card for what they said was an offensive use of a water bottle. Because he had it on the pitch. He ran and someone threw it to him like, I forget the manager's name now, bless him.
Jackie Charlton. Charlton.
Right, he threw him the water bottle, or one of the physios did. He caught it, was running, whoever, and the ref gave him a yellow card. And then just after that, he scored.
Oh boy.
I remember Jackie Charlton before they went over there, they were saying, the Irish are going to be really disadvantaged by playing at noon in Florida. I think that they were based somewhere in Florida for one of the games anyway, and of course, yes, it was noon. It was in the heat of day.
Yeah.
Can't remember who they played, but
Yeah.
That was a crazy thing. So cool. I've written a couple of questions down. What do you want to do? Let's kick this off. Are you happy to have the other stuff in the podcast as well, or do you want to start from here on? Or
no, that's fine. No,
all good. Okay, we'll probably just cut this little tiny bit out, which I said that. Okay, so you pretty much told us a little bit about yourself, but is any other exciting things? What else have you? What else have you done other than being a Royal Marine? That's a pretty major thing.
Yeah.
What do you do now? What kind of job do you do, or what?
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, just spent 20 years in the Marine Corps, and then after that, kind of settled back down in Southern California, and now we live up in Northern California, so we can be closer to 3 of our 8 grandkids.
Wow.
So yeah, actually 5. We have 5 up here. Yeah, we have 2 pseudo. They're actually great nieces and nephews, but we count them in the grandkids. So we actually have 5 up here, 2 in Indiana, 1 in San Diego. So we bounce around a little bit to see the grandkids.
Cool. So when did you first hear about AFC Bournemouth? What was it when you were in West Dorset, or was it after that?
You know what? So in 2017, we moved from San Diego up here to Sacramento, and I despise all of Northern California sports teams. So, there's the football 49ers, the Giants, it's not my thing. So I had to find a local team to support. I think I was your typical casual World Cup, Olympic, soccer fan. I didn't really watch it, so I come to Sacramento. Well, we have a USL league. It's just below the MLS for us over here. And so I started going to those matches, and people kept asking me, who's my other team? And I'm like, I gotta root for another team. Why can't I just, it's like, why can't I just root for this team? And eventually I figured out they want to know who I root for in Europe, So it's like, first I rooted for Stoke. I Googled who has the
Okay.
most Americans. And at that time, I think they had two or at least just one. But then they got relegated. That was the year they got relegated. So I said, okay, not Stoke anymore. And around that time, I was doing my DNA with like Ancestry.com and 23andMe. And I found out my family's from the South Coast in Dorset
No
County.
way.
Yeah.
Um,
So I Googled and I'm like, oh, Bournemouth. Okay. And then following their story, I love an underdog. So I was in. I was 100% into Bournemouth then. So it's
Wow.
probably been like 2018, 19 that I've been like 100% in. Yeah.
Oh,
so
brilliant.
when they got relegated, you did do it. You didn't do a Stoke again, did you?
No.
You said, no, okay, we got relegated, but hey,
You know what? That was expensive having to pay the club to watch them every match. I mean, it was what I think 25, 35 pounds, something like that.
Per game?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
the
I didn't know that.
AFCB TV or something.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was a pain in the championship because
For us, it was, wasn't it? Watching it in Sydney.
because a lot of the time, say for example, we meet at 6:45 a.m. when the clocks sort of go forward or backward and stuff. And those are great. But if there's a Champions League game and there's two sets of supporters watching it, because it's an internet connection, they can only have two internet connections. So they'll make a decision on the day.
Oh no.
And if the Man U fans or the Atalanta fans or whatever it calls come in to watch the games, then that's us out. So we'll be watching it on on our phones and stuff. So I can't wait to get back to the Premier League, because that's not an internet connection per se. It's like a proper subscription thing.
Yeah.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah. Nope, I didn't. I stayed with them and I'm still with them.
Good.
So have you been to the Vitality Stadium at all? Sorry.
Say that again. Sorry.
Have you been to Dean Court, the Vitality?
Yeah, I've never been over to see a match. I talked to a few folks this last weekend, and I think it's definitely something I need to do. And a lot of people said if I go, I need to plan it to where I can go to a home match and then an away match, because apparently the vibes are completely different on the away match than they are at the home match. So
that was a question I was going to ask you. What was it like watching the Wrexham game? How was that? What was the atmosphere like there?
The atmosphere was 100% Wrexham.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely in a Wrexham event that Bournemouth jumped in on.
Okay.
Yeah. So they had a fan fest. 2 hours for 2 hours, like an hour and a half before the match, and you walked in and it was just nothing but Wrexham.
Okay.
And then you had to find the Bournemouth booth in the way left corner. So we just barely had a little bit of a space back there. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it's Wrexham, it's LA, it's outside LA. You got Ryan Reynolds and all those guys. I think Tom McAvoy may have been there, but I know Michael B. Jordan was there for us. So.
Saw him on the TV. Yeah.
Actually, kind of weird. I saw him come out of the bathroom with all the security folks and walk. I think I don't know if he had just gotten there, but he had walked out and he was walking around to the stands and he was rocking that new kit that he that they just released. So, and it was nice and tight. He definitely looks good in a nice tight kit.
Yeah, bless him. He's got the time, isn't he? He's got the time to train.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it was great. Like I said, it was. The stadium, I don't think, was ready for 13,000 fans.
Okay.
The concession lines were about an hour long, and it was extremely hot. So I think we started having some heat issues in the stands. So that was kind of wasn't fun. But overall, just being able to, I've got a picture I posted, and we all know how Adam Smith likes to show his thighs off and I'm like standing right at the fence, and he's just he grabs his shorts and just raises it right on up. It's always that right side. He's just got it yanked on up. So, but it was fun just being able to see the players and stuff. You could tell. I was disappointed, I think, in a way that we were able to interact with the fans or with the team and things, because it seems like the LA training is their number one thing they're doing. So that's where they're doing the open training to get some autographs and things like that. And they just had to match an Arsenal, and it's like they threw this one in for us to watch. But other than that, I mean, it was. I mean, for me as a fan, I mean, it was awesome because I thought there was only 3 of us from Sacramento that like rooted for Bournemouth, and somebody had set up a little meet and greet Saturday before we all went to match, and I walk in and there I meet 7 other people from my area from 15 minutes away. So, and a couple of guys from the Bay Area. So that was, to me, that just took the cake, whether seeing the team or, I mean, yeah, that was bonus, but just being able to meet some more people from my area, so maybe we can start doing some proper watch parties here.
So what you're saying? There's like, how many did you just say? 7.
Like 7 people.
Okay.
Yeah. So
surely there's got to be more. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I suppose sometimes it's time limits, isn't there?
Yeah,
but seven's good though. I mean, 7's like, wow, this is something that you didn't know. I mean, that's amazing.
Well, I was surprised, definitely.
Well, we sometimes because Nick does all the organising for like the AFC Bournemouth Sydney, and like some games we'll get like 3, or when I've been there, it's been like 3, and then other times it's like, when was the last game? What was that? Was that that was an Arsenal?
That's an Arsenal. That was the Arsenal game.
And we got
12 or something.
Yeah, we got quite a few, and there was like lads that turned up that literally were just. I saw this on Facebook, so I thought I'd turn up. There was like 2 of them, wasn't there? There was Colin, the pilot.
Oh yeah,
because that was funny. Because it's this big tall fella, chiseled chin. It's like, so what do you do as a job? And then he went, well, I'm like a pilot. And I think 4 of us just went, really? Let's get ready to crash. You get bird strike.
Tickets.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. And it was quite funny because I think for like nearly the whole match, that's a lie, actually, an exaggeration. We were talking about flying and like, oh, we've watched Air Crash Investigation. We've seen what this happens. What would you do? It was brilliant.
Oh man, that's funny.
And then I think I asked him about if there was anything weird. Anyway, that happened. So sorry.
No, so that sounds great. I mean, 7 people. I assume, stay in touch with them, and you get some decent kickoff times, and
I discovered, I'm not much into the social media thing, so, and I think Nick. So AFCB California, I actually got it as a registered supporters group through Bournemouth. So, I got the nice certificate. So, I realized, so when I got there, I realized that not being on Facebook and Instagram is really what's mainly holding our supporters trying to find fans. Cause I asked them, I'm on Facebook, or I'm on Instagram. So, a lot of people I think are kind of anti Twitter right now, or whatever you want to call it. So I definitely realized I need to expand that. And a wonderful lady named Anna who lives here in Sac, and we've been talking. I think she's going to help me take over some of the social media aspects. And I think I'm actually going to open it up to where actually have members sign up, or and I think Nick, you and I have talked about. I actually met the vice president of marketing at the Fan Fest, and she works for Ned, and so her and I are going to talk about my scarf design. So I think expanding the social media aspect and getting a scarf out there, I think, is really going to help hopefully attract some more people
Yeah.
Right now, I don't have a home for us to go. So hopefully this will give me a place to where we can go in and every morning and be able to watch something.
Yeah, because there was that Zebra. Was it the Zebra Hotel, Zebra Bar?
Yeah, the Zebra Bar. That's a great spot. It's a Tottenham and United bar.
We'll cut that out. We'll cut that bit.
Yeah,
We'll
you can
bleep, we'll
cut
bleep
that out.
that. We'll
You can
bleep
cut
that.
that out. But you know what? I can't speak for Tottenham, but the United. I'm really good friends with most of the United supporters here in Sacramento, and they're the ones that let me come in and host the watch party there at their home. I don't know if they're going to do it this coming season because we beat their butts in
Oh yeah,
Stratford, and then we drew them. So I don't know if we're going to be welcome back this year. So
I'm sure if
Lads,
you
sorry
were
to
able
interrupt. Sorry to interrupt there. We've got just under 10 minutes, all right, before we get cut off.
Okay.
I wanted to ask a question, Scott. Were you able to meet Cherry Bear?
Yes. Where's dang it?
I need to find out. I can see that.
Oh yeah. See, I was all decked out. I was ready. Yeah.
We did a FaceTime with Ned, the West Ham guy. And
nice.
I wasn't expecting, but Cherry Bear was in the background. I just thought it was the funniest thing ever. Because no one knew Cherry Bear was in the States, and I'm thinking, man, that was funny. That's when he was in Vegas for that one. I think they had about 100 people in Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah,
had to get my picture made.
Right, here we go then, mate. What are your plans for the new season?
I'd like to try to find us a home. We've got a place near me that they used to host the American Outlaws watch parties, and it got a little too big for that establishment, so they don't have anybody there, and it's a sports bar. So I'm thinking of trying to approach them, and fingers crossed I can get us, a home to go watch some parties. So
good.
I mean, that's definitely a big plan for me this season.
Yeah, the American Outlaws are the biggest supporters groups in the world, basically, because they combined. I mean, I think it's hundreds of thousands. In membership. I actually met the guy called Don Wine, who was the on the board, the national board for the American Outlaw. He was in Australia in 2017 or 2018, and I thought, I've got to meet this guy. So we were chatting for 2 hours and speaking his brains and stuff. And he really didn't like Jurgen Klinsmann as the head team, the men's national team. It was interesting. It was an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, Scott, what actually motivated you to create the supporters group there, AFCB California? What was it that made you get into action to actually do something?
When I found the North American Cherries group on Facebook, Nachos, and I didn't, they had that map. I didn't see a lot of folks from the California area. What's it? David, I think his name. Why can't I think?
David, yeah.
That's right. Out in DC. Talked with him a little bit and spoke with you. And just like, what? Like I said, I was all in. I love the story. And I said, I think I need to create the group and see if we can try to grow it from out here, So that was 18, 19. COVID kind of put a damper on that a little bit.
Yes, I remember. Yeah. Awesome.
But yeah,
and the blue and yellow colors, is that a California color? The blue and yellows, or
the blue and yellow is a California part of the state, California state colors, and Bournemouth actually did that for me.
Cool.
Yeah, so I was really stoked that they gave me those colors.
Okay. Now I just wanted to say, Bill Foley was quoted in pretty much media around the world saying the Premier League should be played in the UK. Have you heard him say that?
Yeah, I saw that headline.
Surprisingly, no other owner in the Premier League has ever said that, because other people are saying if only the other 19 would say the same thing. I'm thinking, man, he's the first one. But that's a pretty big statement, isn't it? Because I think
Yeah.
it's a money spinner really for teams that come out to the States for him to say no.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely interesting. I think I understand it. Like, if you try to take American football and go into play in London, I mean, those guys only play like 16, 17 games a year, one a week for like 18 weeks, where our guys are playing 2 to 3 sometimes a week. So I think it would be really hard just to try to bring them over for one match or maybe 2 matches and go back. I can imagine that would be pretty rough on the body.
Yeah, I was about to say it's a different sport. Do you know what I mean? It's like with American football, it's stop start stop start. With like football, it's like the English stuff. It's just non-stop sometimes, especially with the Premier League. It's a fast game. So you think you're on a plane. We're saying that they used to do it years ago. Admittedly, it was different. If it was a European match, they'd probably have a game on Saturday and a European match on a Monday or a Tuesday.
Right.
They'd be on a plane and then back again. Yeah. But then,
I mean, what's it like? What's the time zone? Like 9-10 hour difference between us and London, I think. So I don't even like doing 3 hours when I go to the East Coast of the United States. So
Yeah. I just want to mention something else. I was listening to the end of the first half of the Wrexham game, and I know we don't have much time left, but the commentator said, "This is what life might be like without Dominic Solanke." Do we read anything into that?
I hope not. Yeah, that would hurt if we lost Dominic. He's definitely got a presence up front, and leading that attack down. So that would be a rough one because I don't think we have anybody that could step in and take his spot. It would
I'll
take
do
a couple guys. But you said him that?
I'll do it.
Okay.
About ready?
Well, you can take a spot.
There we go. That'd be a header.
Hey, I can only play right back. I'm slow, and I can only use my right foot. So I can tackle people, and I can only use my right foot. So I'm a right back.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be rough losing him.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right, we've got 2 minutes left, we'll say. All right. So do you want to wrap it up? Because otherwise we don't want to cut it off mid-flight.
No, I'm just really grateful for you coming on today.
Thank you.
We both are, and you are our first official Zoom guest. So yes,
cool.
I was
Thank you.
very honoured. So
no, I'm honored. I appreciate it, and you know what? Let's do it again during the season. I don't mind at all.
Definitely. Definitely.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and Nick, it was good to see you in person. Matt, pleasure to meet you. I appreciate everything, and I know it's almost 1 a.m. for you guys, so go to bed.
That's an order.
Yeah. Yes, I'll keep drinking my coffee. So,
all right. Well,
awesome. Well, have safe travels when you go down to San Diego.
Thanks, guys.
And up the cherries.
Yeah,
up the cherries.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Take care. See ya.
Well, that was a great interview, wasn't it? I mean, it was great. I mean, we wanted to. We think interviewing supporters and people that start off supporters groups is actually quite an interesting topic to discuss, because you can interview fans and you can interview fans who have podcasts, but my involvement with supporter groups and with other groups around the world, it's really interesting to hear the story, and we kind of ended that interview on a note of what Bill Foley was saying, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we'll just go over it again, but he was talking about the Premier League should be played in England. And
I don't know. I suppose we were chatting to Scott last night. God, that's how I'm tired I am. We were chatting to Scott about it, but I don't know. Is it what? Do you know what I mean? It's a bit different if it was a competitive game. Friendlies are good. But obviously they said the Premier League. But I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I think you should play in the country, that you're in. All right, so I'll put this on. This is. I don't think Matt's seen this. This is my Hibernian.
No, I've never seen that.
My
Never seen it.
I'm a Hibie. So one thing I wanted to say was that Bill Foley was talking about, they don't listen to us in Hibs, and that's the reason they haven't been successful and stuff like that. And this is always going to divide the fan base, isn't it? This is going to divide the fan base because you want if from an investor's point of view, you're seeking a return, but you don't invest in the shares and then a few months later, where's my dividends, right? It's over time, right? But Hibs have had they've struggled in the last year or two, or probably more than that actually. I've been following them for just under a year, and Bill Foley's comments said that they haven't listened to us. And then I see some of the headlines on the Daily Record, is a newspaper in Scotland, are saying, Bill criticises and stuff like that. Depends how you take it, If he's just trying to say, hey, guys, he's got 2 spots on the board. He invested £6 million earlier this year in Hibs.
It's not a lot, really, 6, considering how much football is nowadays.
I think he bought a 25% stake.
Okay.
So £6 million, 25% stake. So 25 is sizable. So he's got 2 spots on the Hibs board. And one of the appointments after Nick Montgomery was sacked from Hibs, Nick, as you may remember, I'll just refresh memory, was the year before last Central Coast Mariners coach. Won the A-League title. I think it was their second title.
Okay.
And then then he was approached by Hibs and became the Hibs manager for 1 year.
Didn't know that.
And in Scotland, I didn't know this, but at the end of the regular season, depending where you're starting, you have the top group and the bottom group of 6 each. Okay. And you play another set of games, right? So I don't know whether that goes into the final standings.
Yeah.
So it was kind of an unusual system, but Hibs just missed out on the top 6, and so they were classed in that bottom 6 last year's season. But Bill Foley was not entirely happy with the appointment of David Gray about 4 weeks ago. Now, I thought David Gray was a singer-songwriter. I mean, who hasn't heard of David Gray? Maybe.
I'm just
joking.
I was just about to blast one out of his then.
Really? Okay. David Gray, ex-player, knows the club inside out. I think let's give him a chance. I mean, okay, you got 2 spots on the board, and do you expect to be in on absolutely every? I mean, I guess coach appointment is a pretty major one, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you are investing in a club where you want Lorient in France and Hibs and Auckland FC and AFC Bournemouth to play the similar style of football, then yes, I guess you'd have some say in that. But you didn't have a say in it. David Gray and also Malky Mackay is the director of football. So both those appointments, Bill wasn't really happy with.
Did he say who he wanted? Was there anything based on
no,
that?
see, there's always going to be things that we're not across as fans. We're not privy to absolutely everything. So what do we know? But we want Hibs to do as well as possible. I'm following Hibs and just keeping an eye on the results and stuff. And credit to David Gray, because the media did ask him about a day or two after, what do you think about his comments? And David Gray just said, look, I've got to focus on the team and getting results, and he didn't go into. He said basically no comment, right?
Yeah.
He's too busy with the team, which is what you want every coach to be focused on. You don't want a coach to be. Someone said something the other side of the world, and I'm upset about it. So credit to David Gray. I'll be. Look, let's see what happens. At Hibs. I wish them all the best, and I hope that they, challenge. I think they are missing a few key players, though. They've had some players' contracts been renewed when they've been injured. I mean, that's a similar topic to Bournemouth, really, isn't it? But I want them to do well, and so that's the story on Hibs.
Yeah, but you're always going to get politics no matter where you go.
Yeah, it's hard to get away from, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, have they got the money to throw around? Because look, they're not going to be buying Pep Guardiola anytime soon, are they? So it's Pep Guardiola. So it's not like they got the money for that. So I don't know. I might just.
We won't know whether a particular manager was suggested by them or not. We don't know that. It's just we've only got patchy reports.
Yeah.
So we'll never know unless one of the directors speaks out. But anyway, it's interesting. If I was an owner like Bill Foley, I'd want all my teams playing a similar style of football, and so that all the players interchangeable, so they can go from Hibs to
I suppose looking at it like that makes sense. But then different teams, different leagues.
That's the other thing. You've got to respect the culture, the heritage, the history, the fans. You've got to understand the nature of the game in Scotland and in France. You don't want to upset the fan base.
Look,
when you start taking players left, right, and centre. Emilio Marcondes, the Bournemouth Brazilian player.
Yeah,
he got loaned to Hibs last year. He scored a few goals.
Yeah, but I still remember the Scottish League where he got kicked in the air. And then a French team would be totally different. Do you know what I mean? It's like, but
different styles.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, there's no repercussions when you know that the owner or part owner is scrutinising your every move. I guess one of the reasons why this comment surfaced was because Hibs lost to Kelty Hearts. Kelty Hearts in a friendly. Kelty Hearts is just an amateur team, right? And they lost 1-0 to an amateur team. So maybe that's
but was that was a friendly? Yeah,
it was a friendly, but
Yeah, but look at Bournemouth Wrexham. It was 1-1. I thought it was. They changed the team halfway through. Sorry, mate. Yeah, they changed the team halfway through. So
Wrexham did, yeah.
Yeah, no, and Bournemouth. Most of it was like there was
a few, but not. Wrexham was a wholesale. 11 out, 11 in. Yeah.
Friendlies are friendlies.
That's right. And like you said last week, just to shake off the rust, just get used to it, and just get ready for the next season.
Yeah. Well, talking of Bournemouth and Bill Foley, 2 things. He wants Bournemouth playing in Europe within 5 years.
Okay.
That was what was said on the commentary, anyway. So I never actually heard him say that, but they might have made it up.
He didn't make it up. I've heard him say that.
They might have sprayed that on the wall in the toilets. Well, and the other thing the commentator said, right, was first half of the Wrexham game, Solanke wasn't playing.
Yeah.
Right, and he turned around and said, "Is this what life looks like without Solanke?"
I know. I think we chatted with Scott about that as well.
Yeah. Are we reading too much into that?
Read into that, or are we just
exactly
paranoid?
Yeah, exactly. So first thing I heard that, and I was like, right, I've got my pen and paper down here, and I started scribbling that down. I remember that one. Yeah. So that was that was something I heard. So I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Apologies for the squeaky doors.
That was my arm.
We saw the mannequin's arm, maybe.
From last week.
No, the week before last.
Was it the week before?
Yeah.
I'm just looking over everything now, mate.
I think we've covered pretty much everything. I just wanted to.
No, we have not. No, we have not.
Okay,
I wrote something down here.
What, your shopping list?
Shopping. Not Solanke. No. So, one thing that I noticed when I was watching it at half time, because it was American footage, was it sounded like the PGA golf tournament at half time. The music was like very relaxing, very like just a little bit higher than the what's it called? Elevator music. Do you know what I mean? It was just pleasant.
Oh, what, half time?
Yeah, half time music.
Actually, I noticed one thing: the stands for the Wrexham game were half empty, but that's because the other half were in the hospitality tents.
Were they?
Yeah, yeah, they were in the
Drunk.
hospitality either side of the pitch. On one side was Rob McElhenney, behind the goal, on one of the sides, and
Yeah.
I guess that the hospitality tents where the cold drinks were. I'd
Uh,
rather be there than sitting in the heat, being baked to death in
Well, they-
80 something Fahrenheit temperatures. So
yeah, well, they had on the Bournemouth game. The Bournemouth game, you idiot. They had on the Arsenal game. They had a water break, which I haven't seen. I've never seen a water break.
that was a World Cup thing, wasn't it?
'94. We were chatting about that
We were
last
chatting
night.
about
as
that.
well.
Jackie Charlton,
Yeah.
the Irish team.
Yeah. It was a Tranmere lad. I can't remember his name.
Aldrich. Ryan Aldrich.
Sam?
Well, he was the only notable Tranmere player.
Tranmere Rovers, yeah.
Tranmere Rovers.
Aldridge, yeah. It's got to be rough. Mate, this. I.
He's one of the best. Did he used to play for Liverpool?
As well, because it was him and Rush up front, and then they got rid of Aldridge.
Yeah.
And he was the one we were chatting with last night that basically came on.
Chatting with Aldrich last night.
Yeah, chatting with Aldridge, yeah. He came on, I think, or no, I lied. In the podcast, I've just remembered it, right? So he came on, and there was a kerfuffle on the line, and as he came on, the referee and the linesman, because there was some weird rules going on back then. Everything was changing, and he came on and scored. But I also remember him getting a yellow card for an offensive use of a water bottle because it was a bag full of water.
That's right. They were bags, and they were chucking them onto the
Yeah.
pitch because Jackie Charlton said before the World Cup in '94 that this is going to be a big problem for us.
Yeah.
We need to stay hydrated. And where do they put Republic of Ireland? They
The
began to play
hottest
in the
place.
hottest state, like Florida, in summer. It was in summer, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Because I
yeah, it
remember
was.
it's June, July.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you saw these bags flying everywhere. So
And they got fined for it, considering because they wouldn't stop the game. I think what I remember, they wouldn't stop the game. So what happened? They just carried on playing.
there you go.
Yeah. 94. How old were you in 94?
I can't remember. I was at uni.
Oh, yeah, I was 14.
You were 14. There you go. I'm the old man.
Yeah.
I put the scarf on because it's freezing cold. The door's open, and it's my local Spanish team, Manzanares Club de Football, and it's one of my favourite scarves of all time. I love the logo, Black Eagle. There we go. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're done.
Yeah. I think that's covered. Premier League starting soon, isn't
Yes,
it?
mid-August.
Yeah. What are we today? We're 27th. We can cut that one. We don't have to have the date. So we're at the end of July now.
Yeah.
So
Well, we'll be. I guess one of the things for us, or for me anyway, is it's always hard to stay in touch with the transfer window. Who's rumored to be coming in? Who's rumored to going out and stuff? It's just a headache. But hoping we can keep most of the squads. I am referring to AFC Bournemouth mostly. The MLS season is still ongoing. That doesn't finish until October-ish. And if you make the playoffs, that extends for another couple of weeks. So the Premier League and La Liga. That'll be, I'm sure, a topic of discussion for future podcasts.
good. Right, mate. All good. All right. Next week.
Next week.
Ciao.
Ciao.